Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH, and today we are taking a look at the MSI B850 MAG TOMAHAWK Max Wi-Fi 2 motherboard. Should you buy it? Well, let's find out, shall we? Right, what you can actually see by here is what comes in the actual box. Now, it does come with the Wi-Fi antenna, it does come with the M.2 screws, it does come with a lot of documentation, comes with the overall screws as well, and then of course it comes with the motherboard as well itself. So, if you guys are interested in see what actually comes in the box, well, this is where that's gonna show up by here. Now, let's move on to some of the specs of the motherboard. Okay, so when it comes to actual motherboard layout, you get two USB 3.0. You do get the front, you get another fan, you get a JEP2, you do get ARGB, you do get a fan header, another fan header, you do get USB 2 again, auxiliary 8-pin, you get another fan header, and then you do get another ARGB as well as 12-volt RGB header. And then when we get to the other side, then you do also get SATA, you do get USB Type-C, you do also get this funky switch by here. That will be for the retention for the PCIe slot. That is fantastic. It's a good nifty feature. You do get the easy port for MSI. The 24-pin is in the correct position. Does have diagnostic LEDs. Has another 3-pin ARGB fan header. Does have another fan header, pump, CPU. Then over here it has 8 pins. And as for the overall layout, that is pretty much it of this motherboard. It has a 14+2+1 duet rail power system, dual 8-pin connectors for the CPU. CPU socket does support 9000, 8000 as well as 7000 series CPU from AMD. This can support up to 256 of DDR5. It also has memory support up to DDR5 8400 mega transfer per second, all the way down to 4800 mega transfer per second. So you get 4 M.2 slots. The first one is for Gen 5. The one below that is for Gen 4. The one below that is also Gen 4, as well as the other one right at the bottom of the motherboard is also Gen 4. The top PCIe slot is 5.0. The one below that is a Gen 4, and then the one below that is for Gen 4. But as you can see, it is only linked up for 8 lanes. As for the back I/O, you do have a flashback button as well as a clear CMOS button. You do have a HDMI. You do have USB Type-C 10 gigabit, then USB 10 gig, another Type-C 10 gigabit, then USB 5 gigabit. You do also have 4 USB 2.0, as well as a USB Type-C 10 gig, as well as USB 10 gig again. You do have a 5 gigabit LAN, as well as the Wi-Fi 7 and SPDIF out, mic in, as well as line out for the rear I/O. Okay, so when it comes to actual software, so MSI Centre, I've used that for years. I own personally an MSI motherboard for my personal rig, so I know how to navigate through MSI Centre. It's a very useful bit of software because what you can actually download through this is Mystic Light. You can download the cooling app as well, which will be able to allow you to adjust the fans, the pump, the CPU fan, and then of course it's got a lot of different other features. You can also go through support through it. Then there's obviously the warranty aspect of it. You can register through there. You can sign in when it comes to the MSI that part. You can actually sign in. You will have a lot of different functions. It does with the, like I said, the RGB. It's the software for cooling. There's a lot of different functions there for if you're a creator or a gamer. So this is where the software is going to show. Now, what you're going to see by here is the BIOS. Now, like I said, I personally own an MSI motherboard, so I'm quite used to the BIOS itself. This is just a different color to the one I've got. Now, as you could probably see through the BIOS, you've got a lot of different functions. You've got the hardware monitor, which it'll tell you all the overall temperatures of your motherboard, the CPU. It'll tell you pretty much everything. It'll also allow you to actually change the CPU fans, the pump, the overall voltages, you can change that when it comes to the fans. You can set it from PWM to DC. And then when you're coming into like the overall overclocking, well, it does have easy mode and then it does have advanced mode. Now, easy mode obviously is going to be the easy part of it, where you can just enable XMP or Expo. You can just enable that. You can adjust the frequency, you can put game mode on, so forth. But the advanced mode is where you're going to get the in-depth overclocking aspect. That's where you're going to be able to adjust the CPU, which is going to allow you to adjust the voltages. It's going to allow you to enable like PCIe Gen 5. It's going to allow you to enable the overall lanes, because that does allow you for lane bifurcation. So this is where the overall BIOS is actually going to show. Right, so when it comes to the test bench, well, obviously I'm using the B850 motherboard from MSI. The CPU is a Ryzen 9 7900. It does have 32 gigs of APS at DDR5. It has a 9900 Pro from Samsung for the boot, a Gen 5 drive from Kingston for backup and so forth. It does also have an RX 7800 XT. It does have a 1200 watt NMAX Platinum power supply. It does also housed in the B-Quad Shadowbase 800FX, and when it comes to the cooler, I do use the Frost Tower 140 from Thermalright. So when it comes to the testing, I've done PCMark 10, Cinebench R24. I've done also 1080p and 1440p high in Far Cry 6, Indiana Jones and Hogwarts Legacy, and I've also done the thermals, so that'll be for the VRMs as well as the actual NVMe temperatures during testing. So PCMark 10, we had an essential score at 10,283. The productivity was 16,236, with a content creation at 19,083. The overall score for PCMark 10 was 10,553. Now, Cinebench R24, the multi 119. The single core was 117, with a CPU power draw during the testing was 179 watts. Now, gaming, 1080p high, Far Cry 6. The average was 166 with a 1% low of 126. The Indiana Jones was an average of 135 with a 1% low of 110. Hogwarts Legacy, average 134 with a 1% low of 100. Now, Far Cry 6 at 1440p high settings, the average was 165, but the 1% low was actually higher. It was 141 at the 1% lows. The Indiana Jones, the average was 118 with a 1% low of 105, and Hogwarts Legacy was an average at 110 with a 1% low of 91 FPS. Now, when it comes to the thermals, I did do this. Obviously, I did capture the thermals when it comes to like the VRMs and so forth. The highest this motherboard actually went in temps was 50 Celsius, and when it comes to the 990 Pro from Samsung, the highest temperature I recorded for that was 67 Celsius. Okay, so what did you think of that? Now, look, when it comes to like motherboards, obviously you're going to buy something that's got a lot of features. This motherboard does have a ton of features. It also looks amazing. I do like the black aesthetics because, quite honestly, the Tomahawk motherboards for me are very rugged. They are basically like the lightning versions of the MSI motherboards back in the day, because they take that like military aspect and bring it to the motherboard. Now, I do like this motherboard. It's got a ton of features. It's got a ton of fan headers, ARGB headers. It's got 2 USB 3 Type-C. It's got SATA, yes. Then there's that Easy Com by here. That's their like it's like their version of what Asus have. This one by here, you plug this in and then it controls like ARGB. It controls all the fans and so forth. So it makes things a lot tidier. Now, this motherboard is jam-packed with a lot of features. You know, it's 14 plus 2 plus 1 power phases. It's got tons of features here. It's got diagnostic LEDs, tons of RGB. It's got 3 ARGB headers and 1 or 2 the 12 volt. Now, whether you guys want to buy this or not, because the price for me is a little bit up there. This is £259. Now, for me personally, I would prefer a motherboard with a lot more features, but then I'm willing to spend the extra for that. Now, if you were looking for a motherboard that is really nice, has tons of features, that isn't going to break that £300 barrier, because Some motherboards they can go up to £500 to £600 to £1,100 motherboards, and MSI's got that, like the godlike version. So whether you guys want to buy it or not, I'm really going to leave that up to you. It's got a ton of features. I like the overall look of the board. I think it looks gorgeous because of the overall blacked out and then the silver but here that says MSI Arsenal Gaming, which is fantastic. It's got the little yellow accent, so it takes me back to like the Lightning series they had with their motherboards. So yeah, look, if you guys want to buy one, I will leave links down below for scan overclockers. I'll find it on Amazon and so forth. If you want to buy one, then that's great. That is up to you as well. So yeah, look, big thank you to MSI. As always, I do like working with them, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I've got tons of stuff coming, like more motherboards. I've got more AIOs, more coolers, cases. I've got tons of stuff coming to make you subscribe to the channel. And as always, I hope fantastic week and weekend ahead of you. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.